right here on the Politics Plus network. Want to say good evening to my listeners on YouTube, and of course those who are joining on X, and those who are joining on whatever platform you are joining. Good evening to you. Let us go in and see what is happening in the pages of the notes. Now, the minimum wage will be increased.
The climate crisis, it's a
tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. June 1, July 1. And there were some discussions in the parliament about the national minimum wage that is going to go up on July 1. I want you to listen to the PNP spokesman on, I think she's Justice, speaking about the minimum wage. Listen to her.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to start by making it very clear. We on this side welcome any fiscal relief that will benefit the most vulnerable amongst us. But I also believe, Mr. Speaker, that it is important that we inject a healthy dose of reality in this House. It is important that in making this announcement today, Mr. Speaker, the Minister is essentially giving or announcing an increase from $16,000 to $17,000, $1,000 roughly per week. But when we break that down in simple terms and simple understanding, that only represents about $200 per day.
Now you see the deception there. You see the deception. It is $200 a day. It is $52,000 per year. Oh, what a tangled web they weave when they set out to deceive. Miss Zulika Jess is deceptive because while she is talking about $200 per day, it is $52,000 per week, per year. And if I can save $52,000 a year, I don't stay too bad. If I save $52,000 a year for 10 years, I have a little change, don't you? Very, very deceptive.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to start by making it very clear. We on this side welcome any fiscal relief that will benefit the most vulnerable amongst us. But I also believe, Mr. Speaker, that it is important that we inject a healthy dose of reality in this House. It is important that in making this announcement today, Mr. Speaker, the Minister is essentially giving or announcing an increase from $16,000 to $17,000, $1,000 roughly per week. But when we break that down in simple terms and simple understanding, that only represents about $200 per day.
It is $52,000 a week, man. It is $52,000 a week. You can't account. All right? Now, I want my listeners to understand something. That one of the greatest misconceptions in modern economic discourse is that the minimum wage was ever intended to represent what every worker should earn. The party opposite is lying to the Jamaican people. The minimum wage was created as a minimum legal floor. It is the floor below which employers should not be permitted to pay. As a matter of fact, there is no worker in Jamaica that should be getting $17,000 per week. None. And if you pay that to your worker, then you're not treating them fairly. Well, if your business can afford it. The minimum wage was to prevent exploitation. It does not define the value of labor. It absolutely is embarrassing to listen to the parliament. Parliament. Let me pause a bit and say good evening to my producer, Caroline. Good evening to you, Caroline.
Hi, good evening, neighbor. How are you?
I am not doing bad at all. What time is it now in the UK?
It's 1:13 a.m.
Oh, it's 7:13 in Jamaica. Well, it's nice to have you. Great. How was your day?
Great. Yeah. Very good. It's quite cool and nice here. The heat wave went, so yeah, weather is pretty good.
Uh-huh. Well,
You can just imagine how hot it is.
it is very hot in Jamaica. And you know, I met someone hot today.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Please tell. Do tell, neighbor. Do tell.
I'll tell you off the air. It's a hot
Oh,
country.
okay. I will call you right after the show.
I'm dead in.
You're what?
I'm dead in. You know, by
You're what?
dead in. Laughing.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, good evening to everyone. Please tap a chair, repost, send the heart me's, and keep the comment section active, please. All right, neighbor. Since you're in the middle of the show, have a great show.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay, listeners, please, I need the heart me's, please.
Yes. The uninformed member of parliament is Zuleika Jess. And Miss Jess is a lawyer, you know. She should know better. But you know, that's the part. Listen a little bit more of her.
That represents only a box juice, and it can't buy the patty for the day, Mr. Speaker. And so, just a moment, because let me be clear. I do not come with fire and brimstone today. I come I come from a place of concern as one who springs from the bowels of society. And so I understand, Mr. Speaker, that announcing a measly increase of roughly $200 per day is really an insult to the hardworking people of Jamaica who are struggling, who are fighting to survive. They are living from hand to mouth and who are finding it difficult to understand how they're going to find tomorrow's meal.
All right. I don't know who Miss Zuleika Jess is talking about, and Miss Jess is a lawyer. I don't know. Anyway, the minimum wage.
Neighbor,
Uh-huh.
I'm hearing an echo, please.
Echo.
Yes.
I'm not so sure why I'm echoing. Are you still hearing it? Not so sure what's happening.
Yes, yeah. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I need to log out and rejoin.
The 19th century, the industrialization of the world, societies confronted the problem of what is called sweated labor. Women and children receiving wages that were too low to meet the basic need despite work. Countries such as New Zealand in 1894, Australia, they had a landmark Harvester judgment which pioneered legal wage protection. The idea later spread to many other countries, including the United States, through what is called the Fair Labor Standard Act. The underlying principle was simple. Societies should not permit wages so low that work itself becomes a pathway to poverty. If you are a Jamaican and you are working, listen to me, your salary is not $17,000 a week. It is not. You don't value $17,000. The Minimum Wage Act was not designed to pay you $17,000 a week. That is a lie. And it is something that must be corrected in this country. The minimum wage was designed as a safeguard against abuse. It was not designed as a benchmark for what employers ought to pay in general. Imagine a building. The floor keeps people from falling through. No one mistake the floor for the ceiling. The minimum wage establishes the lowest point at which compensation may begin. It does not imply that people should remain there. So if you are working $17,000 a week, tell your employer, I deserve more, sir, or ma'am. And the employers have exploited the minimum wage. Because the government set it at 17, they don't go above that. But the minimum wage was not designed to be $17,000. And that is why a lot of these employers are losing their employees. Because employees are looking for better opportunities. And that is what the market does. A healthy labor market. Workers acquire skills, experience, and productivity. Their wages often rise above the statutory minimum. So Jamaicans have been misled into thinking that their minimum wage is $17,000. It is not. It is not. let's move on to some. Before I go on, I say something else. Jamaica's minimum wage has two important historical milestones, which are often confused. The legal framework was established by the Minimum Wage Act, and that came into force in December 1938. The act empowered the government to fix minimum wage for categories of workers through wage orders. And the national minimum wage system that was introduced under the Minimum Wage Act, and that became operational on the 1st of January 1975. And that created a national minimum wage that applied more broadly across the workforce rather than relying primarily on industry-specific wage orders. It was introduced to achieve several objectives. Number one, there was exploitation of the workers, so it prevented exploitation. Secondly, it protected the vulnerable workers. Thirdly, it promoted basic standard and fairness. It reduced sweat labor. That is where workers could be employed full-time, yet earn wages insufficient to meet basic needs. And it provided a legal benchmark that could be periodically reviewed as economic conditions changed. Here is why the People's National Party's argument is weak. Because it provided a legal benchmark. That benchmark was pegged to the growth of the economy. So if the economy does not grow, the minimum wage can't move. Or you have to be careful how you move the minimum wage in a stagnant economy. Do you understand? So when Miss Jess stands up in Parliament, Miss Jess does not understand what she's talking about. The reason why, you Jamaicans listening to me, the reason why the minimum wage is at $17,000 is because the economy collapsed during the 1990s. That's why. Because the minimum wage should have moved in proportion to the economic growth and development of the flipping country. I don't like them people here when them try to mislead Jamaicans, you know, man. The minimum wage would have moved or should have moved parallel to the growth and development of the Jamaican economy. And in the 18 and a half years of the PNP government, the minimum wage couldn't move because the PNP did not grow the economy. Don't blame the Jamaica Labour Party. And that is the fact. Those are the facts. That is how you must argue it. You people who want content, that's it. That's the argument. That the benchmark for the minimum wage is for it to periodically be reviewed as the economy change, because you can't raise minimum wage when the economy is flat, when the economy is not growing, when people are losing jobs. You can't do it, because if you do it, then the people will lose their jobs because the businesses will close. So part of the minimum wage policy and law is that the government grow the economy, because when you grow the economy, the minimum wage will automatically have to move. Why no move? Why is the minimum wage at and let me tell you this. The Andrew Holness administration has done something remarkable, because they have moved the minimum wage above the growth of the economy, because Andrew Holness have to be repairing the damage that the PNP did. That should have been told to Jess in the parliament. Jamaicans, you are working $17,000 a week now because of the PNP. It is because of the stagnant economy in the 18 and a half years of negative growth. Because over that time, if the economy was growing, the minimum wage would have moved. You'd have had $30,000 now. Blame the PNP. Every minimum wage worker, every minimum wage worker in Jamaica should vote against the PNP, because the PNP is why you are getting $17,000. Those are facts. And that's not a joke. That not because I'm shouting it. It is the truth. You blame the PNP. Don't stand up in the parliament and talk about that, Miss Jess. You should be ashamed. And it's because the Labour Party MPs over the other side are not doing their research either. They too need to be properly informed about that, you know. Or they would have told Miss Jess that. Because the minimum wage embodies an important philosophical distinction. It is a floor. It is not the ceiling. But the minimum wage cannot be increased when an economy is stagnant. And that is why it couldn't go up under the PNP. So who you blame? Who you blame? You can't blame the Labour Party for the minimum wage, where the minimum wage is now. You have to blame PJ Paddison. It's Omar Davies. It is Mark Golding that caused the minimum wage to be at $17,000 now. Mark Golding caused it, and Omar Davies, not Andrew Holness and Favour Williams and Dr. Clark. It's the Labour Party is trying to catch it up. You know, the party need to do better, you know. The minimum wage is reviewed, you see, as prices, productivity, and living costs change. Government reassess the floor. Yes, the debate is therefore not whether the minimum wage should exist, but where that floor ought to be placed given the prevailing economic conditions. The national minimum wage is where it is because the PNP never grew the economy. Had they grown the economy, the minimum wage would have been way over $30,000 at this time. All of you on Monday that are going to get an additional $1,000, listen to me. You are only getting that because the PNP mash up the country. I fix the country, I fix back now. And if you be patient, in the next 5 years or so, you are going to see your minimum wage gone up to $30,000. A PNP caused it, you hear? No make nobody fool you. And because the PNP mash up the economy in the 90s, people business locked down. Some people have a runway from the country. 40,000 business locked down. Some people unalive themselves. Some people don't have no work. And because of that, the minimum wage stuck. And since the Labour Party come in power, them are trying to repair it. You understand me? Like when you get one big old rock down bus, TNP mash up the bus. And the Labour Party have to try to change the tire, rinse the engine, put on some Duke up on it, and fix your back for you. You understand me? But it can't do. Put on some Duke up on it, and fix your back for you. You understand me? It can't do all one time. You understand? Can't do one time. So if the government should have moved the minimum wage too far, your employer now going to have enough to pay you. So you're going to lose your work. You understand? So, and not because the government don't care, it's because the government have to work within a particular, framework to protect your work. So if the government move the minimum wage too far, you're going in a worse position because you're going to lose your work. All right? So nobody make them fool. Now, there is a distinction to be made, though, between justice and charity. Justice asks what people are owed simply because they participate in society. The minimum wage belongs in the realm of justice, not charity. It reflects the view that persons who contribute or contributes labor should receive at least a legally protected minimum level of compensation. It does not promise prosperity. The minimum wage does not promise prosperity. It establishes a minimum threshold below which society has judged payment to be unacceptable. You could use the same argument to suggest that the government of the People's National Party was unacceptable. Those of you who are taking home $17,000 per week, it is the PNP's unacceptable management of your affairs that put you in that position. Don't let them tell you otherwise. Now, for those persons on low incomes, seemingly modest increases can have meaningful cumulative effects. Andrew Michael Holness was brought up in a board house in Spanish Town. Andrew Holness, mute for me, producer. My producer is my producer, mute please. Mute. Mark Golding don't know nothing about minimum wage. Mark Golding don't know nothing about minimum wage. You can't talk about it, don't know nothing about it. I can talk about minimum wage. I can talk about it. Mr. Golding can't talk about it. Okay? $1,000 per week amounts to $52,000 per year. For some working every week, that's additional income for your groceries. That's $4,000 more you're going to have to buy flour and cornmeal and oats and chicken back and chicken, salt mackerel, saltfish. Every week you had $1,000 more. That's $1,000 more for your taxi fare. Your taxi fare was $1,000 a week. Well, you have $1,000 more to pay your taxi fare. That's $1,000 more you put on your light bill. That's $1,000 more you can use through your partner, through $1,000 a week partner. That's $4,000 a month. That's $52,000 you get when Christmas comes. Whether $52,000 is sufficient to offset inflation, that's not the argument. For many Jamaicans, an extra $52,000 a year represents not a non-trivial amount of money. That's a significant amount. So don't to listen to the nonsense that you hear them talking about. Anyway, my time is
That represents, Mr. Speak, only a box juice.
It is a fact that the US are a close ally of ours and have been very helpful to us in many ways, including after Hurricane Melissa. And if they have a serious problem and they're asking for our assistance, I wouldn't likely ignore that or reject that.
It must be said that the untruthful narratives injected into the conversation by the opposition PNP is immature, unbecoming, and
it is
I'm going to make the point again before I move on. Minimum wage is proportionate and it is tied to the government's performance. The government's performance on the economy. The People's National Party is why Jamaicans are not being paid more. That's a fact. If the minimum wage is tied to the growth of the economy, then the PNP failed. Don't come up here and get me started. You want me to prove it to your listener? That lady in the chat, come up now. Just send a request and come. Let's talk about it. Since as you're big down there and you can
asking everyone to tap the screen.
You can talk.
Live, repost
come on up and
send the art means and keep the comment section very active, please.
Yeah. Thank you. The Minimum Wage Act, my dear sister, provides a legal benchmark, which means that if the government does not grow the economy and increase productivity for businesses, it cannot increase the minimum wage. It would be devastating to the economy, and devastating to the multiplier effect of it would be damaging. So if the government does not grow the economy, the minimum wage have to stay away there. It's stuck. And that stocks the people in poverty. So when you get up and talk about minimum wage for move, understand that for 18.5 years, it was virtually stuck. I started working in 1993, and the minimum wage was $500. And when this government came to power in 2016, the minimum wage was $6,200. $6,200. The government has added $10,800 to the minimum wage. PNP can't talk about minimum wage. PNP can't talk about minimum wage. PNP can't talk about nothing. You want to talk about minimum wage? Talk to Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness is a man that is growing the economy. Proportionate. Because if the economy continues to grow, you will see greater improvement in the minimum wage. And the promise in the Jamaica Labour Party's manifesto is that by 2030, the minimum wage will be doubled. Why is it going to be doubled? Because the government intends to grow the economy. And if the economy grows, then everybody benefits, because there is a trickle-down effect. Economies grows when productivity increase, businesses are opening, more investors are coming into the country. Your minimum wage move up. The minimum wage can't move if the country is stagnant. And for 18.5 years, that's what we had. Stagnant. And you know what? What happened to stagnant water? It stink. It stink. So the PNP's economy was stink. Now gone away. And therefore, logically, my dear sister, what the government is doing is cleaning up the PNP's mess. It's a PNP mess them are cleaning up, you know. It's not the Labour Party mess, a PNP mess. So all of you minimum wage workers out there, I just want you to understand that. The Labour Party is helping you. Who is this call? Hello? Hello? Okay. Let's go to the third country national debate. Listen to him.
Fact that the US are a close ally of ours and have been very helpful to us in many ways, including after Hurricane Melissa. And if they have a serious problem and they're asking for our assistance, I wouldn't likely ignore that or reject that.
It must be said that the untruthful narratives injected into the conversation by the opposition PNP is immature, unbecoming, and disappointing. The fact is, we live in a dynamic world, a global village where when developing countries face crises, including hurricanes, our people are from time to time the major beneficiaries of significant assistance from our partners, including the United States. Likewise, the issue of immigration, including asylum seekers, is a problem facing the USA, and they have turned to their partners, including Jamaica, for assistance. And it's in the public domain that approximately 30 countries, including Poland, Ghana, Panama, Mexico, and Guatemala, have inked MOUs which pertain to assisting in the transit to their home country of asylum seekers. What is important, I believe, for the public to understand is that the government of Jamaica has, in the spirit of partnership, said, while we'll assist, we have been careful and diligent to say we do not intend to accept people who have a criminal past or who are deemed to be active in criminality.
It is a fact.
All right, so that's the response of the government of Jamaica. Of course, you know that over the weekend in the Senate, Mr. Lambert Brown made a ridiculous comment in suggesting that pedophiles were going to be sent to Jamaica. You know, there is an old philosophical distinction between what is called persuasion and provocation. I want you to bear those two words in mind as you listen to Mr. Lam.
Disappointing. The fact is, we live in a dynamic world, a global village where when...
I want you to listen to those. Bear those two words in mind as you listen to Mr. Lambert Brown in the Senate on Friday. Bear those two words in mind.
To be preference of foreigners. It's the same approach.
But Senator Brown, with the greatest of respect, how can civil
That's my opinion.
No, I'm asking though.
Well,
how
let me
can
speak
civil
and then we can
aviation
talk
safety?
afterwards.
How can civil
Let
aviation
me
safety
talk about.
be aimed at foreigners?
Let me talk what I want to talk. You can come into the debate if you want. Just like the preference, the rejection of Jamaican coming back from the UK. We are seeing a government showing a preference to foreigners over Jamaica. I choose Jamaica. For you, choose Jamaica is a slogan. For you, choosing Jamaica is a slogan. For me, it's reality. Why are you bringing to Jamaica the most despicable, pedophiles, and dangerous people that
Senator
your
Brown,
MOU
Senator
has
Brown.
brought?
they're rambling on. It's coming up back again.
Senator Brown, I have to turn off your mic. Why is the government of Jamaica choosing to bring Rubio's pedophile and despicable people? That is the position of the People's National Party. That is, well, if that is the position, I want you to state on the record that that is the position of the People's National Party. That the Jamaica Labour Party government is bowing to Rubio to bring pedophiles and criminals to Jamaica. Senator Gale. Afraid of me? Alright, repeat it. Let me turn on your mic.
That's what I want you to
repeat
know.
it. Turn,
I am saying here
repeat it.
that in choosing to bring the TCN,
Yes.
you are choosing what Rubio said. Despicable pedophile would want to get away from America.
All right,
and to
okay.
dump on us.
And that is the position of the People's National Party.
No, Tom Tavares Finson is a very experienced president. Reminds me of Professor Ozzy Hardy. And Senator Finson set the trap for Lambert. And Lambert walked right into it. Finson set up a trap for him. You know, Finson is one of the better criminal lawyers in Jamaica. And he set a trap for Lambert Brown, and Lambert Brown walked right into it. Mark my word, the PNP is going to suffer for this. The People's National Party is going to suffer for it. And you know what is amazing? That the People's National Party reposted this on their Facebook page, suggesting that it is the position of the People's National Party. The comrades are slowly becoming irrelevant, and they don't even understand. Lambert Brown and the People's National Party they're going to suffer for it. Now, the leader of the party, Mr. Mark Golding, was a little bit more sensible.
It is a fact that the US are a close ally of ours and have been very helpful to us in many ways, including after Hurricane Melissa. And if they have a serious problem and they're asking for our assistance, I wouldn't likely ignore that. It is a fact that the US...
No, the leader of the party says that it is not likely that he, as Prime Minister, would not have accepted the requests of the government of the United States. That is Mr. Golding, you know. But Mr. Golding does not know that on the PNP's Facebook page, his senator that he appoints is up there calling the Secretary of State of the United States name. Now, what Mr. Lambert Brown did is despicable, you know. Anyway, let's listen to Mr. Golding as he answers that question, followed by Apka Fitzhenley from the Jamaica Labour Party.
US are a close ally of ours and have been very helpful to us in many ways, including after Hurricane Melissa. And if they have a serious problem and they're asking for our assistance, I wouldn't likely ignore that or reject that.
It must be said that the untruthful narratives injected into the conversation by the opposition PNP is immature, unbecoming, and disappointing. The fact is we live in a dynamic world, a global village where when developing countries face crises, including hurricanes, our people are from time to time the major beneficiaries of significant assistance from our partners, including the United States. Likewise, the issue of immigration, including asylum seekers, is a problem facing the USA, and they have turned to their partners, including Jamaica, for assistance. And it's in the public domain that approximately 30 countries, including Poland, Ghana, Panama, Mexico, and Guatemala, have inked MOUs which pertain to assisting in the transit to their home country of asylum seekers. What is important, I believe, for the public to understand is that the government of Jamaica has, in the spirit of partnership, said, while we'll assist, we have been careful and diligent to say we do not intend to accept people who have a criminal past or who are deemed to be active in criminality.
You hear that? You hear that? The government of Jamaica is assuring the people that there are no pedophiles or pedophiles. And there is no evidence that Mr. Brown has, none, that one pedophile or pedophile will land in Jamaica. He has no evidence. And quite frankly, a senator who speaks like that without evidence ought to resign. I don't know why the Labour Party, wait for me, sir, have not called for Mr. Brown's resignation. And if I get the time, I'll prove to you why he can't prove that. He can't prove it at all. I have another piece of clip before I go to this caller. Listen to the chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party Communication Task Force, Senator Apka Fitzhenley, as he hit back and described the PNP's misleading, immature framing of the government's decision to join approximately 30 other countries, signing a third country national MOU with the United States of America. This report comes to us courtesy of Nationwide.
Senator Fitzhenley says there is an important context to the decision by Jamaica to join a host of countries which have agreed to assist the United States in managing its challenge with asylum seekers.
The fact is, we live in a dynamic world, a global village where, when developing countries face crises, including hurricanes, our people are from time to time the major beneficiaries of significant assistance from our partners, including the United States. Likewise, the issue of immigration, including asylum seekers, is a problem facing the USA, and they have turned to their partners, including Jamaica, for assistance. And it's in the public domain that approximately 30 countries, including Poland, Ghana, Panama, Mexico, and Guatemala, have inked MOUs which pertain to assisting in the transit to their home country of asylum seekers.
Fitzhenley says the Holness administration has been diligent in protecting the interest of Jamaicans.
The government of Jamaica has, in the spirit of partnership, said, while we'll assist, we have been careful and diligent to say we do not intend to accept people who have a criminal past or who are deemed to be active in criminality. That is why the limited number of asylum seekers who it is proposed that Jamaica assist in their transit to their home country, before any is accepted, they will be subjected to vetting from Jamaica's highly competent intelligence agencies, including the National Intelligence Bureau. They will also be medically assessed, and the USA has agreed to stand the cost of the entire exercise of facilitating transit to their home country.
Fitzhenley is also rejecting what he says are lies.
Let me ask you a question. Why is it that Jamaicans continue to have a proclivity towards falsehood and misinformation? Now, let me ask you this. If someone gives you a $5,000 note and it is false, it's a counterfeit, and you take it to the bank, and the bank teller said to you, the bank note false, good, and you get a real one, why would you keep the counterfeit? You know why you would keep the counterfeit? Because probably you hoping that it's real and you can spend it because probably you are a thief. That's why you would hold on to it. This society is holding on to lies in the face of truth. And then we blame the government. But if the government tell you the truth and you still hold on to the counterfeit, then who is to be blamed? It's not the government you blame at this time. It's the people. The people have a proclivity towards falsehood. And that is part of the problem. That is part of the problem. Because if you get counterfeit notes and you are told the counterfeit notes aren't right, and you get the real notes, then why would you continue to hold on to the counterfeit notes? You're hoping that the counterfeit notes will be spent. Then you have a problem. You're not honest. It is the dishonesty of our people that is coming to the fore here. Caller, you have something to say?
Absolutely. Good night to you, Mr.
Where are you calling from?
This is Head Boy.
This is where?
This is Head Boy.
Head Boy?
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
Well, that's what people call me on social media.
Oh, I've never heard that name. Good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon. Let me firstly say that the argument surrounding the TCN is a matter that we must be first to thine own self, be true. Yeah? The TCN matter is not a matter that there is not sufficient information circulating from other countries who have signed on to the TCN matter. I realize that now the argument has changed. First, we were told that these were not detainees. Then we were told that there are no asylum seekers. Whether they are asylum seekers in the United States or will they become asylum seekers in Jamaica? That is for further discourse.
By the way, sir, listen to me. I am not the government of Jamaica. I don't work at the Ministry of National Security. I don't work at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I don't sit in on cabinet meetings. My job here is to guide the Jamaican people on the facts as is presented by their government. That's all I am here to do. You hear, sir? And if you have anything, just hold on. If your arguments are not based on what I am presenting from the government, the government, sir, is the source of information I am relying on. I don't have any other thing to rely on but what the government says. And I do not expect my government to mislead its people, because if it does that, it does not have my support.
Well, have you witnessed any of the MOUs in the Caribbean so far?
If I have what?
Have you witnessed any of the MOU, that is the same TCN?
I don't know what is happening in Barbados, and I don't even care. I don't want to know what is happening in Panama. I am relying on the minister, the Prime Minister of Jamaica. If the Prime Minister does not speak the truth to us, then the Prime Minister will not have my support. In the meantime, sir, all I have to report is what the government says, nothing else.
How did the TCN matter came to the public?
Sorry, did you hear what I just said? The TCN matter came to the public through a narrative leak, a narrative framed leak that placed Jamaica in chaos because the Gleaner intended that. The fact of the matter, sir, hold on. The fact of the matter, just wait. The fact of the matter, sir, is that based on the information that I have coming out of the Gleaner, coming out of the government of Jamaica, there is not one single TCN person in Jamaica at this time. None. The Gleaner gave the impression that there were 10,000 such people coming to Jamaica. Nothing, no, sir.
No, neighbor. Let us stick to the question I asked. The public was not made aware of this TCN matter until it became public via the cleanup. That's what you just said, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then, is it fair to say that had this matter not came to national attention via the cleanup, whether you disagree with their approach or the approach that they have taken, that maybe we would not be having this discussion now?
That's rubbish. No, that's rubbish, sir. That is rubbish.
No.
That is rubbish. The minister said, my brother, come, don't waste my time. The minister said that the government of Jamaica had prepared a statement to be released the Wednesday at the conference that was being held in Montego Bay. Are you saying to me that the government should have been discussing the arrangement in the public as they go along? What type of nonsense is that?
No, never. I'll tell you this. This is not the first that I am experiencing. In fact, one of the Caribbean countries. No,
don't move on. Do not move on, sir. You said that it is the cleanup, that if we would not be having this conversation about the TCN had the cleaner not leaked the information. That's not true. The minister, you are saying that the minister is not speaking the truth?
I am going further.
No.
Saying that the minister is not speaking the truth. I'm saying that there was a deliberate attempt to circumvent and mislead us. And I'll go further by saying,
no, sir, by the government.
I will go further.
No, but you don't know. No, come now. But you don't have no evidence to suggest that, sir.
The evidence is there, sir, and this is the fundamental issue with many of us in Jamaica and many of us who are Jamaicans who we cannot, for some reason, separate our love for party or our love for.
I don't want to talk about no party, sir. What is the evidence that you have that the government is mis?
If you allow me, I'll tell you what the evidence is.
I can't allow you to mislead me and my listeners.
No, that's okay now. Because once people speak things that are not in keeping with certain views, we're told we're misleading people. That's okay. We're gotten used to being accused that way. Now, the fact is simple. The TCN matter came as a result, and no amount of dancing willy-nilly approach to this can change the fact that it came to public attention as a result. In fact, the U.S. Embassy in Kingston went on further to identify that they had a discussion with a senior cabinet.
That was this explained by the Prime Minister. That was a different argument, sir. No, man. No, sir. No, listen. Hold on. Sir, please. The matter came to public attention by a leak. The cleaner reported the story. We accept that. I don't accept. Just wait. The Gleaner leaked. The story was leaked to the Gleaner, and the Gleaner reported it. The Gleaner, sir, caused outrage in the country with their headline, "Deportee Deal." There is no deportee deal. That is number one. There's no deportee deal. By the way, that word deportee, just wait, no, sir. That word deportee is a loaded gun. It's a loaded gun for especially Jamaicans. Because when we hear the word deportee, we think of Jamaicans coming home that are deported from the United States. Am I correct?
Not accurately.
No, sir, come now. When you hear the word deportee, what comes to your mind?
No, but I say this. Let me put it this.
Answer the question. When you hear the word deportee, what comes to your mind?
A deportee would be considered somebody that is a national of the country that it is going to.
Thank you, sir. So when the Gleaner says deportee deal, the majority of Jamaicans would have thought just from that these are Jamaicans.
No, but
My brother, sir, don't be dishonest, no man. Come on.
No, I'm not. You see, you have not allowed me to finish my point. You have not allowed me to make my point before you say I'm being dishonest. I am saying to you that the gleaner the most important is, where did the leak came from? Did it came from the government side or did it come from the embassy side? That is a fundamental question.
So you are asking me, you think it is relevant whether the government leak it or the embassy?
It is relevant.
And you don't think that what is more important here are the facts? You think the Jamaican people want to know where the leak come from? What the Jamaican people want to know are the facts, and the facts are, as stated by the hold on.
Being told by PMP.
Here are the facts.
Senator Fitz Henley says there is an important context to the decision by Jamaica to join a host of countries which have agreed to assist the United States in managing its challenge with asylum seekers.
The fact is, we live in a dynamic world, a global village where when developing countries face crises, including hurricanes, our people are from time to time the major beneficiaries of significant assistance from our partners, including the United States. Likewise, the issue of immigration, including asylum seekers, is a problem facing the USA, and they have turned to their partners, including Jamaica, for assistance. And it's in the public domain that approximately 30 countries, including Poland, Ghana, Panama, Mexico, and Guatemala, have inked MOUs which pertain to assisting in the transit to their home country of asylum seekers.
Fitz Henley says the Holness administration has been diligent in protecting the interest of Jamaicans.
The government of Jamaica has, in the spirit of partnership, said, while we'll assist, we have been careful and diligent to say we do not intend to accept people who have a criminal past or who are deemed to be active in criminality. That is why the limited number of asylum seekers who it is proposed that Jamaica assist in their transit to their home country, before any is accepted, they will be subjected to vetting from Jamaica's highly competent intelligence agencies, including the National Intelligence Bureau. They will also be medically assessed, and the USA has agreed to stand the cost of the entire exercise of facilitating transit to their home country.
All right, let's listen to the leader of the People's National Party commenting on this.
It is a fact that the US are a close ally of ours and have been very helpful to us in many ways, including after Hurricane Melissa. And if they have a serious problem and they're asking for our assistance, I wouldn't likely ignore that. Okay,
I would not likely ignore it. The leader of the PNP is saying that. Now, I just want to say this to you, sir, because I don't want to spend too much time with this. I have lots to cover. That there is a distinction, you see, to be made between persuasion and provocation. Persuasion invites citizens to think. Provocation invites citizens to react. The first one strengthens the democratic deliberation. That's why I'm talking to you. I am interested in democratic deliberation. The second rewards immediacy over reflection. And my brother, the enduring challenge of every democracy is to ensure that its political culture rewards evidence more than outrage, arguments more than accusations, and reason rather than fear. The Jamaican people, my brother, would do better with the facts. This matter is sensitive. This matter is sensitive.
If you will yield, my good brother.
Yes.
This is where we agree.
We agree.
And I'm telling you where we agree, that the Jamaican people deserve the actual facts. And I go further in saying to you that one of the issues is the shield of America. Do you know what the shield of America represents?
No, tell me.
Okay. So that is why I keep on asking you if you understand that other countries have signed this agreement in CARICOM already. And in fact, It is this a similar MOU. In the case of St. Kitts and Nevis, they have said that they're only willing to accept CARICOM nationals with the exception of Haiti. Yes? In fact, I go further that we need to know if the nationals or the detainees, asylum seekers, whatever you want to call, whatever euphemism you want to attach to them, that are coming to Jamaica.
My brother.
These CARICOM nationals. Now, 1 second, I tell you why it's important.
Yes.
Because if you're a CARICOM national, you're allowed up to 6 months to a year in a CARICOM country. Am I correct or am I correct?
Listen to me. Listen to me.
No,
You are introducing some technicalities that are irrelevant to what.
No, they're relevant.
They are not relevant, sir, to what it is that. No. Hold on. The outrage on the island is what I'm concerned about. Take for example, my good brother, TVJ. Now, TVJ goes down to St. Mary, and here is their report.
Back to this abbreviated version of
Listen to it.
News, and again, a special welcome to our viewers on TVJ International at the Cayman Islands and online at onceonemedia.com. First up this evening, they are not welcome here. The sentiments of some St. Mary residents who are objecting.
They are not welcomed here. Hypocrite TVJ is starting their news by saying they are not welcome here. They who are not welcome here. Listen carefully.
Third country nationals in the parish. Janella Precious has the details.
In Grandstown, St. Mary, there's a new topic dominating discussions in the home, places of recreation, and on the streets. TVJ News has learned it is here that some of the third country nationals will reside when they're deployed.
No, that is where the journalism gone to the rubbish heap. TVJ has learned. Where did TVJ learn that from? Where them learn it from? And let me ask TVJ a question. TVJ couldn't pick up them phone and call the minister or the Ministry of National Security to verify whether or not this information is correct. How could TCN be in St. Mary and the ministry don't know about it? So what is the motive of TVJ to go reporting on something that they learn? Well, I learned, sir. Are you there, caller?
No, I'm with you, brother.
Yeah, I learned that you are a vendor in Coronation Market. Is that true?
You learned?
I learned that.
Well, I will say that your information is inaccurate.
You see the abs. Hold up. You see the absurdity, sir. You can't go report what you learn.
You cannot ask me to take a position on what a media host.
No. But what I want you to do is to agree that when you report that we learn, I can learn anything.
So who is to be? But that is how the media reports in Jamaica. When Nationwide says that it learns, or when it
the same thing applies, sir.
No, but what I'm saying.
No. Media houses are expected to check their sources and report facts.
No, absolutely.
Who did they learn it from? One man walking by the street? Somebody made a call to TVJ?
That is for me and you to find out. And it is for them to disclose. But I'll go further quickly because I know I'm not going to take up your program the whole night.
Well,
yeah. But quickly. How long did it take the minister to respond to this report?
The report came out in the Gleaner and
not the TCN report, the TVJ report.
How long it took? The minister responded the same day.
No, he did not.
Oh, he did not?
I put it to you that the minister responded on Saturday evening.
Well, when did the TVJ report come out?
The TVJ report came out on the Friday midday news, not the night news.
Okay. Well. Then what is the problem? What is the problem you have with that?
Well, no. Just bear with me. What I'm simply saying is that I will not join the argument in saying that the TCLs are in St. Mary. I cannot verify. And so if I cannot verify something, I will not repeat it. But what I can verify is that the TCL agreement is being forced upon Caribbean countries, especially, no, hold on, especially countries who were never invited to the Shield of Americas. Now, if we're going to have a discussion,
that is the one that the Prime Minister of Trinidad went.
After the CARICOM conference.
Yeah. And I know what the Shield of America is. No worry yourself. Anyway,
Right.
I tell you this, my brother. I don't have no more time.
No, but if you give me just 1 minute, what I'm saying in relation to the Shield of Americas, if we look at the various things coming out of countries who have so far signed within our region, not outside of our region, then we will have.
By the way, sir, what is happening in the PNP? I see Julian Chang resigning today. What's happening in there? You want to tell me that a lady that has given such service to the party and has accused a member of the party of inappropriate sexual advances end up have to resign from the party?
Well, I'll respond to you as I go now. I'll say this.
What is happening there? That not look good, man.
No, but what I'm saying to you, if I have a dream and I call a lady in Jamaica and tell her about my dream,
no, sir. I tell you this, sir. As men, and I'm disappointed that you say that, because as men, we must not discount allegations from women of advances from advances from us that are inappropriate. If a woman say they find our behavior inappropriate, they have a right to do that. We can't judge that whether it's a dream or no, sir. No, whether it is a dream or not, the woman is married, and the man is also married. That is not the question, though. The question is why is it that?
But if you allow me, I am saying to you that I will go further in saying not only should we deal with instances of sexual harassment,
yes,
but we should also make the sexual offenders register public. So I am not afraid.
But if that is so, sir, I hear that there are people in your party that nobody can talk to them because them have secret. But that's for another discussion. Let me ask you. Don't you think, sir, that the reflection on the party tonight is poor? That someone who reported that a member of parliament inappropriately made sexual advances on her had to resign from the party. And you saw the statement. You saw the statement that the party put. You saw the statement that the party put out.
I am saying to you, during the whole incident, what occurred, the party set up a committee that was looking to review and have discussions with Ms. Chang and other the aggrieved parties in this matter. Ms. Chang has taken a decision that she no longer wants to represent the PNP. And guess what? I congratulate Ms. Chang for having served the People's National Party.
Are you proud to represent the party? You?
Me?
Yes.
I'm not a representative of the. I'm not a representative.
You are a supporter?
I am not afraid to say I'm a supporter of the party.
Are you a proud supporter of the party?
If I'm a proud supporter?
Yes.
Proud would be an understatement.
You are proud to be a supporter of the People's National Party.
I don't use the word proud. For religious purposes, but I am a loyal and faithful supporter.
Are you a Rasta? Are you a Rasta? Are you a Rasta man?
No, I'm a Muslim. And so as long as the party supports, shares my views, and I'm keeping with what I believe is right, just and fair. Not because you support a party means you can't disagree with a position, you know. So similarly, like you, the neighbor, I have understood that there are times when we will not always share the same view, and that happens in the JP. Parties you have the right, if you're in a party, to disagree with the direction and with some stance taken by a party.
Uh-huh.
But as I go, I see
is there a leadership contest shaping up for September in the party?
shaping up where?
In the party.
It is a figment of a few who sit at Belmont Road imagination.
You mean
There's
you?
no leadership. There's no leadership challenge. Absolutely not.
Mr. Goley will not be challenged.
Absolutely no leadership challenge.
I see.
Similarly, like Andrew Willis will not be challenged.
Well, no. There is no vacancy in the. Mr. Willis is You're very interested, comrade. Anyway, it's nice talking to you.
I want to tell you, keep up. We might not agree politically.
Oh. No, man, don't worry about that. Yes.
But I do listen to you.
You okay?
I do listen to you.
The whole party listen, eh?
I can't speak for them.
No, man. Hold on. They are lined up over here. What you're talking about? I hear they want to recruit me. Is that true?
Recruit you?
Yes.
To do what?
I don't know. must if you run against Mr. Keisha Burchell. By the way, I heard Mr. Keisha Burchell. I heard Mr. Keisha Burchell today saying how the PNP is the reason why she got to university, so she have to be loyal to them. Is that how you think?
If that's how I think.
Yeah, that patronage politics is what the PNP practice.
Well, let me tell you something. If you understand the philosophy and the views and the political ideology of the PNP, you then haven't benefited from what stemmed from the ideology and the philosophy of Michael Manley and our other leaders.
Next night we talk about that. You hear? They're running me off.
Then you definitely would have to support.
I'm getting the wrap up signal, brother. Take care of yourself. Great talking to you. All right.
Cheers.
Fantastic.
Cheers,
all right.
All the best to you.
Nice, man. Nice. Great. Anyway, that was fascinating. I was telling you about persuasion and provocation, and what Mr. Lambert Brown attempted to do is provocation. And that is what you're going to see happening down at Crossroads tomorrow with Miss, what the lady name from, she was the former manager of TVJ, Kay Osborne. Provoke the people and hope that somehow they will respond. But can I tell you something before I have to go? Can I tell you something? There is an ancient observation that politics exists not merely to win arguments, but to create the conditions for human flourishing. And governments are ultimately judged less by the eloquence of their critics than whether the citizens believe that their own lives have improved. And if I had the time tonight, I would tell you why the PNP is not making any progress in the politics of Jamaica and are likely to remain in opposition for a fourth consecutive term, because that is the central dilemma facing democratic politics in Jamaica today. Oppositions believe elections are won by exposing every flaw of the incumbent. You notice how the opposition is riding this TCN matter? Governments often believe elections are won by delivering measurable improvements. History suggests neither is sufficient on its own. But when one overwhelms the other, voters usually notice the politics of distraction is born from an assumption that if enough allegations, enough outrage, enough scandal, and enough daily controversy dominate the public discussion, citizens will eventually conclude that government has failed. Sometimes that works, often it does not. Why? Because human beings possess an extraordinary ability to compare narratives with lived experience. And I am telling the PNP tonight that the lived experience of Jamaicans does not match their outrage. It does not. No matter how they want to rile up the country, the lived experience of Jamaica does not match the PNP's outrage. And if the nightly news tell a man the country is collapsing, but the man just find a job, social media tells a mother nothing works while her children attend school and just got their student loan approved. Political speeches insist that the nation is moving backwards, while mothers feel that they are making progress. There's a conflict between message and memory. It's called experimental reality. The experimental reality of people. People tend to trust what they experience over what they are repeatedly told. That's why some men lose them woman. Because all them do is tell her, say, me love you, baby, me love you. But the woman only want to hear, say you love her. She want to see. It's a man to give girl money. you know, it's experimental reality. The greatest propagandists can never completely defeat lived experience. And that is the message I want to leave with all the labor rights tonight. Don't worry yourself. Don't worry yourself. Fra. You know, the modern electoral history of Jamaica is very interesting, you know. And it tells us about an interesting pattern. In 2016, you see, the governing administration was defeated after widespread dissatisfaction with the economic management. The public sentiment shifted towards change. The Jamaica Labour Party won in 2016 a narrow 32-31 parliamentary majority. In 2020, voters did something remarkable. Rather than reducing the government's majority, they expanded it dramatically to 49 seats. PNP only won 14 seats in 2020, despite criticisms that had persisted throughout the administration. In 2025, after years of intense scrutiny, allegations and sustained political attacks directed at the Prime Minister, voters nevertheless returned the administration for a third consecutive term, albeit with a reduced parliamentary majority. These elections demonstrate something more interesting than partisan loyalty. They demonstrate that criticism alone has not been sufficient to persuade enough Jamaicans to replace the government. Listeners, negative information captures attention faster than positive information. This is what explains why political scandals dominate headlines. All people are talking about now is Andrew Wheatley, TCN, and all of that gap. But attention is not the same as persuasion. I want to repeat that. Attention is not the same as persuasion. People may consume the controversy, but it don't determine how they vote. It's like a theater. And we are all actors, you know. Andre Stephen is an actor. He's loud. They're actors. And people go there for entertainment. But that don't determine what they do on election day. The question that voters ask when they go to the ballot box is, has my life improved? Has my life improved? And I challenge those of you who are listening to me tonight to type in the chat if your life have improved. Has your life improved? That question has ended more political arguments than any debate can. That is the argument that must end the debate. Your life improve? That's what people are going to vote for in 2030. So I say to the Jamaica Labour Party, you keep delivering for the people of Jamaica. Don't listen to the PNP and them dramatic acting. Improve the lives of people. Democracies, you see, can become consumed by appearances rather than substance. And modern politics frequently illustrates this danger. The spectacle becomes the story. The accusation replaces the alternative. The outrage replaces the vision. And eventually, the opposition begins to speak almost exclusively about the government. Meanwhile, governments that remain disciplined continue speaking about roads, hospitals, schools, crime reduction, jobs, investment, infrastructure. One conversation is about personalities. The other is about policy. While the PNP is there talking about personalities, the government is talking about policy. Policy will win in 2030 because voters eventually decide which conversation matters more. Every political party possesses what political scientists call a base. A base that is emotionally committed. It applauds familiar arguments. The PNP love the red meat. Give it to them. But PNP can't win. Nor does the Labour Party base. You know what wins the election? The people tonight who don't even listen to any of these lives. They are in the traffic, going home from work. Those are the people that will win the election. Those are the people whose mortgages, they're getting their mortgage for their homes, taking out their car loans, repairing their homes, sending their children to school. The base is committed. It applauds the arguments. It rewards the familiar language. It already believes that. The difficulty is that elections are rarely won by the base. They are won by persuadable voters occupying the middle. Those voters are usually less ideological. They ask practical questions. Can I find work? Do I feel safer in Jamaica? Can I pay my bills? Are public service improving? Can my children expect better? Do I see hope in the country? The larger gap between political messaging and everyday experience, the harder it becomes to persuade those voters. And you know history. Throughout democratic history, governments have survived scandals when voters believe performances outweighs imperfections. Governments with relatively little controversy have been removed because citizens felt conditions had deteriorated. Performance does not erase criticism. Neither does criticism erase performance. What voters do is conduct their own audit. Not in parliament. Not on the talk radio. Not on social media. You hear that, Mr. Ingram? This is at the ballot box. There's a difference between noise and signal. In information theory, there is a distinction between signal and noise. What the PNP is doing is making up noise. Noise. Noise is constant. Signal changes behavior. The Labour Party is about signal. The change of the society, the change of behavior, the change of people's lives. Not noise. Chat, don't do it. As action and tell them. Action, do that. Chat, don't fix no road. Chat, don't improve minimum wage. Chat, don't build hospital. Chat, don't bring down crime. Chat, don't grow the economy. Action, do that. Make up all the noise you want to make up. Signal changes people's lives. Politics increasingly produces enormous quantities of noise. There's a lot of noise in Jamaica today. And if you're not careful, you have to get noise buds and put in your ears. I tune them out, When I come off this program at nights, I don't listen to anybody. I don't listen to the noise, because I want to remain focused. There are a few little sources that I go and collect information. I can't bother to go tune into these nonsense. There's an enormous amount of noise. Burchell make noise. Dayton Campbell make noise. Dr. Dawes make noise. Ingram make noise. Caution make noise. Noel make noise. Pure noise. But don't listen to the noise when you go to the market. Watch the sale. Don't listen to the noise. Watch the sale. Successful governments attempt to produce signal. And you know what are signals? The highways you complete. The reduced waiting time at the hospitals. The improvement to the education system. The new jobs you create. These are signals. Oppositions naturally seek to challenge those claims. That is their constitutional role. But when criticism becomes disconnected from the experience of enough of the citizens, voters begin filtering it out. And if the PNP continues to make noise, by next year, nobody will listen to them. Not because criticism is illegitimate, but because it ceases to explain their own lives. We're tired of the noise. You know what I heard Ms. Burchell said in a tape today? It's almost as if Ms. Burchell is suggesting that the PNP is deliberately obstructing the parliament. The PNP is deliberately obstructing the parliament. She says, they have to do it. They have to do it. Spectacle has a short political life. Spectacle has a short political life. Performance has a longer one. And I want to tell you this. No commentator, not Dion Jackson, not Cliff Hughes, not Ralston Hyman, not Andre Stevens, not Neighbor, no commentator, no algorithm, no artificial intelligence can responsibly predict how Jamaicans will vote in 2030. It will depend on the campaign dynamics, the turnout, the candidate quality, and events that cannot be known in advance. However, from the last 3 general elections, it is clear that repeated criticisms of the government has not prevented the electoral success of the Jamaica Labour Party. Criticisms of the government did not prevent them winning 3 consecutive elections. Distraction may occupy the news cycle, but democracies ultimately possess a remarkable corrective mechanism. On election day, citizens compare rhetoric with reality. And history repeatedly suggests that where there is a gap between rhetoric and reality, reality casts the decisive vote. And I want to say to you tonight that come 2029 or 2030, it is reality that will cast that decisive vote. And my instincts tell me that that decisive vote will again be for the Jamaica Labour Party. Don't listen to the noise. Remain focused on the task ahead, because that is what is going to get the party over the line. I leave you with 5 things that the government should continue to do. 5 things. Number 1 is performance. Number 2 is presence. Number 3 is proof. Number 4 is participation. And number 5 is professionalism. Let me break them down for you. Continue delivering measurable improvements in public services. That's performance. Here's how you drown out the distraction. Perform. JP, just perform. You don't need to respond to everything. You don't need to get involved in the cast. Set up a nice unit, PR unit, that informs the Jamaican people. But don't worry about the distraction. Distraction, don't worry about that. Perform. Deliver for the Jamaican people. Secondly, presence. Maintain visible engagement with communities across the country. Members of Parliament, let the people see you. Councillors, get on the ground. Party workers, connect. Perform and have a presence. Thirdly, proof. Publish transparent data demonstrating outcomes and progress. Bring back flyers. Every time the government achieves something, print it and give it to the people. Print it. Spanish Town Hospital a bill, print it. Show them what the Spanish Town Hospital was, what it is now, and what it will look like when it open. Tell the people. Try bridge open, print the bridge and show them. Print the bridge. Publish the data of the progress. Don't put out any press conference, press releases. People do not read. Just print the bridge and say, try bridge mash down, try bridge deliver. And the little people there can't read, see the bridge. That is proof that the government is working. The clinic roof blow off, print it. Print the roof. When the contractor them up there, I put on it back, take a picture of them, print it and show them. Say, this is your government at work. The road patch out, take picture of the road, print it and show them. Publish the data demonstrating the outcome and the progress. The government must perform. The government must be present. The government must show proof. Free advice. Fourthly, participation. Expand opportunities for citizens to provide input and feedback. The local government structure is weak through the CBOs, the CDCs, the DACs, the PDCs, straight up to the parish council. Consult. Get the people involved in the decision making. Participation limits criticisms because it is the people that are making the decisions. Finally, professionalism. Communicate consistently, respectfully, and factually. If you do that, distractions are destroyed because the politics of distraction is what we are in now. The politics of distraction. The politics of fear, where negativity becomes the order of the day. "12 minutes to 9 o'clock. And producer, open the lines for me and let me hear what the others have to say. Thank you so much for tuning in to us. Okay, we chat a lot, but so it is. Do I have more time? Hello. Okay. All right. Let me see.
Yes, neighbor, go ahead.
I have more time.
Or reject that.
Say that.
You have all the time in the world, sir.
No. Let me do. I don't have anyone online. I love to listen to you.
Yes, but just give me a minute, please.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, thank you, Erica. Boy, I need to get. Good evening to you, Sir Pennant. Hi. Hello. All right. Okay. Good evening to you, caller. No. Let me see if I can fix this. All right. Let me see if I can fix that. So we're on here. So. All right. You know, throughout history, I tell you this. Throughout history, you see, fear has been one of politics' most powerful mobilizing emotions. Fear. The politics of fear. Fear, you see, simplifies complex issues into what are called moral absolutes. And I continue to make the point that this is a civic illiterate society. It is not a disrespect. It is just that our people do not pay sufficient attention to matters of national importance. And so fear is used to simplify complex issues into moral absolutes. If you listen, mute these people for me, please. If you listen to the clip from the people out of St. Mary, you'll realize that they are simple people, but they don't understand, and they are fearful. It's a complex issue. The TCN matter is a complex issue, and it simplifies what is a complex issue into what is called a moral absolute. In other words, they are pedophiles. Now, when communities hear that word pedophiles, what that mean? What that mean? And somebody say, Mama, it means that they molest. Me Lord Jesus, me don't want them here. Me don't want them here. Me don't want them here. They come molest me, pick them. Moral absolutes. Complex matters simplified into moral absolutes. In other words, we now become fearful. They are coming to threaten us. They are coming after us. They're coming for us. Jamaica will be worst. And fear has an evolutionary advantage because humans are biologically viewed to pay attention to threats. That is evolutionary. The biology, the human being is wired to pay attention to threats. And so if they are coming to threaten us, then we become fearful. That is the same moral absolute that you got when you hear that, oh, there's a ship. There's a warship in Kingston. And in a civic illiterate society, a society that is largely undereducated, people are fearful. Somehow the Americans are coming to take over Jamaica because they put a ship in the harbor for education, for educational purposes. So fear comes in an evolutionary way because psychologically, fear often bypasses analytical thinking. So when you are fearful, you lose your bearings. You don't have time to analyze the situation. Fire, and you run because you are fearful. And then there is a stampede, and many people lose their lives. That is because fear bypasses analysis. Instead of asking, is this true? People ask, could this be true? Not is it true, but could this be true? And this is why democracies traditionally place such importance on evidence before making extraordinary allegations. That is why media is so important. Because media curtails fear and give people the ability to analyze. Because I'm sure that if we sit down and analyze this TCN arrangement, we'll realize there's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. You know, I'm coming to you, callers. There is a philosopher, you see, by the name of J.L. Austin. And Austin argued that words do not merely describe reality. They create social realities. So words do not merely describe reality. they create social realities. And so, let me give you the example. When Senator Lambert Brown labeled people as pedophiles, the statement performs several functions simultaneously. Let me go back to it to make the point. I hope I'm not taking up too much of your time, but just give me a minute or so to just make this point, and then
Mexico and Guatemala have inked MOUs which pertain to assisting in the transit to their home country.
It is a fact.
Not that. Let me just go back to this one. This one. Go ahead.
To me, appear to be preference for foreigners. It's the same approach.
But Senator Brown, with the greatest of respect, how can
that's my opinion.
I'm asking though.
Well,
how
let me
can
speak
civil
and then we can
aviation
talk
safety?
afterwards.
How can civil aviation
Let me
safety
talk about,
be aimed at foreigners?
let me talk what I want to talk. You can come into the debate if you want. Just like the preference, the rejection of Jamaican coming back from the UK, we are seeing a government showing a preference to foreigners over Jamaica. I choose Jamaica. For you, choose Jamaica is a slogan. For you, choosing Jamaica is a slogan. For me, it's reality. Why are you bringing to Jamaica the most despicable, pedophiles, and dangerous people that
Senator
your
Brown,
MOU?
Senator Brown.
All right. So that word, according to to J.L. Austin, do not merely describe reality. They create reality. So when a senator labels people as despicable pedophiles, that statement performs several functions simultaneously. That word simultaneously means all at once. It morally condemns the people. It creates suspicion. It frames public's perception before the evidence is examined. And it shifts the burden onto others to disprove the allegation. Because it is an allegation, Senator Brown does not have one iota of evidence that any pedophiles will land in Jamaica. None. But here is the government now forced into defending that position. The language itself changes the conversation. And I don't know if that is the intent of the PNP, that they want to shape the narrative to create the social realities. Instead of debating immigration, visas, labor policy, or broader security, public attention becomes centered on an emotionally charged accusation, pedophiles. That is an example of what is called framing. And that is a big, the government needs help, That is the big task that this government has, Because people are framing conversations in a civic illiterate society with a lot of our people undereducated. There's a bit of a crisis. And one of civilization's greatest legal achievements is the presumption that individuals are innocent until proven guilty. That is one of civilization's greatest achievement, the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. This principle extends beyond the courtroom. It is a democratic norm to characterize an unidentified group as criminals particularly perpetrators of one of society's most reviled crimes, because you cannot get lower than being a child molester. You are characterizing people to one of society's most distasteful crime. That of being a pedophile, without any publicly available evidence, risk reversing that principle. That senator ought to offer his resignation. He is not fit to be in the Jamaican parliament. Mute that person for me. Where is the evidence that there are any pedophiles coming to Jamaica? Where is the evidence? You caller down there talking, telling me that I am talking bull. You are listening to bull. Because public suspicion should not precede evidence, sir. Or are you saying to me that evidence precedes public perception? Is this a liberal democracy? You know, oppositions have an indispensable role, you know. Their constitutional responsibility is scrutiny. Governments require scrutiny because power without accountability eventually can lead to abuse. But scrutiny differs, my brother, from accusation. Effective scrutiny asks, what evidence exists? What procedures were followed? What proper safeguards were observed? What risks have been assessed? These questions threaten democracy because they invite facts. But when you come with emotionally charged allegations about pedophiles, that senator do not have a place in the Jamaican parliament. He should resign. He has labeled people pedophiles without one shred of evidence. And to suggest that it's because the Secretary of State said that, that's not evidence. The government of Jamaica have said that the people that they are accepting in Jamaica have no criminal antecedent. And you know, what we call civil society in Jamaica, they're not civil. They are fiddle. They're more fiddle than civil. What we call civil society in Jamaica, they're barking up the wrong tree. Because the things that really matter are not the things that they pick up. Things like Dr. Wheatley statutory declaration. And that Dr. Wheatley should resign, as if Dr. Wheatley you see, emotionally charged claims often remain influential even after they are disproven. Because even if the government disproves Lambert Brown, that will never be erased from the Jamaican lexicon and mindset. Never. The damage done. And that is why the senator should resign. And the Senate should not sit. the Jamaica Labour Party senators should not sit with Lambert Brown next week Friday. And that is the same thing that the Gleaner did with the deportee deal. Even if you disprove it, that's a danger with allegations, you know. That a man can label you as something, and even after the court say, no, the man is not guilty, the society will always believe it. That is the danger. And this is why I agree with the lawyers in the Wheatley matter. It's going to be a fascinating case. Because the IC should never come out with such an allegation. That those allegations ought to be tested before the court. Because so long as Dr. Wheatley live, that cannot be erased. Mr. Patterson, you know, gave a good piece of advice. He said, you are to think before you talk. Because once you talk, you can't take it back. You cannot rub out words, you know. Words are not written with pencils. They are written with pen. And ink that is irreversible. Your words are irreversible ink. And we cannot go about damaging people's reputation. In this country, simply because we are not civic literate. You know, it's called the continued influence effect. The continued influence effect. Once an allegation is heard, many people continue to remember the allegation long after they forget whether it was substantiated. This places a special ethical responsibility on public officials. A Jamaican senator cannot be allowed to go into the Senate and make allegations that are false and cannot be proven. That's an ethical error. A senator's words carry institutional authority beyond those of any blogger. Institutional authority. It's in the marketplace of ideas. John Stuart Mill speaks of that. In the marketplace of ideas. And John Stuart Mill defended vigorous debate because he believed truth emerges through open contest. We are not against debate. We're not against debate. But John Stuart Mills also assumed that arguments would be supported by reasons and evidence. Democracy is healthiest when disagreements elevate the public understanding. Democracies are healthy when disagreements elevate the public understanding rather than inflame the public emotion. Go and listen to the UK Parliament and see how debates elevate public understanding. In Jamaica, we love too much cas. Too much cas. Hot party. That's how we grow. We don't debate. And when a political party republishes a statement on its official social media channel, observers may reasonably perceive that it considers the statement important enough to amplify. The People's National Party considered Lambert Brown's statement sufficiently enough to amplify it on their social media page. Whether reposting constitutes endorsement depends on the accompanying context. However, that the PNP chose to put it on their Facebook page from a communications perspective, amplification increases reach and visibility. It also means the public discussion may increasingly focus on the allegation rather than the underlying policy issue. What are people talking about now? Pedophiles. You know, I'm going to stop talking because, you know, there is an old distinction, I said this to you already, between persuasion and provocation. Persuasion invites you to think. Provocation invites you to react. Don't provoke me. Don't provoke me. When you persuade, you invite deliberation. When you provoke, you reward reflection. When you persuade, you strengthen deliberation. When you provoke, it's a reaction. And the enduring challenge of every democracy is to ensure that its political culture rewards evidence more than outrage, arguments more than accusations, reason more than fear. Public officials, by virtue of the authority entrusted to them, carry a heightened responsibility to model those standards. When debate is anchored in verifiable facts, citizens are better equipped to judge policies and leaders on their merits. When rhetoric outpaces evidence, public trust itself becomes the casualty. And that is what is so sad about what is happening in Jamaica today. But ultimately, you have your decisions to make. Callers, listeners, I beg of you, be interrogators of the things you hear. Think about it. Everall, ATB, any of you there before I go to Scratchy? Good night. Everall, ATB, ATB, Everall, no, none of them here. Good night to you, Scratchy.
Night, neighbor.
What's on your mind, man?
I'm here listening to the neighbor. I'm here chilling as usual.
Yes. All right. What is your view, Scratchy, to the senator in the parliament referring to the TCN as pedophiles? No evidence to support that. What is to become of this senator?
Typically the style of Lambert Brown name, and I'm the first I've seen I hear those type of rhetoric coming from Lambert Brown name. Lambert Brown name is one of the senators' name who has been in the Senate for a very long while, about 12 to 14 years, I believe. You know, a man who never has always practices politics in a very tribal and divisive way. Someone who wants to see orange despite not being able to see, this blood is seen as a look at bush. But other than that, neighbor, the parliament got it won't be how to recommend these persons when they make these type of actions and these type of information. And Jamaica, by extension, neighbor, it's one of the reasons why the Jamaicans have voted them out and not voted for them, neighbor, for the last 3 elections. Because these are the type of behavior that Jamaica has moved away from. These are the type of politics that Jamaica wants to step away from. And the PNP members still are practicing, neighbor. That's why they are. So if they don't get any form of official reprimand or any resignation, tender, anything like that, neighbor, if they don't get that type of beating, they get a beating at the polls. And I don't think it's more better. I will take neighbor, beating at the polls any other day than the resignation.
Okay. You don't think, Scratchy, that we are going to have to move the politics beyond this to greater responsibility, where a senator is not just an ordinary member of the society. He ought to act more responsibly.
Definitely, a senator is not an ordinary member of society, but someone who's seen as an outstanding citizen. You know, once you're tasked, I give you the task to become a senator, it means that you have something to share in terms of the governance of our country, because senators have some power of being a part of our process whenever we're passing laws and debate and bills and stuff like that. So there's some power that the regular citizens do have. So definitely, but not regular citizens. And definitely, yes, sir, the behavior is expected, especially within the parliament here. Parliament should be a place, neighbor, where only truth and facts is spoken. You know, any type of lies that is said in the parliament, neighbor, should be retracted. It should be an answer that it is retracted and shown that it is retracted, neighbor, for the purpose, neighbor, of how sacred the parliament is in the highest courts of the land. So you want to make sure, neighbor, that's a place that is considered. Although you have to understand that it's all about parliament is in session and the moves is in place why when these rules really come. Senate kind of really operates on a different level in terms of how the parliament itself operates. But I mean, politicians overall, we expect them to be honest, to be truthful, especially when you're speaking from a podium where you get some form of media attention and then, that you're not paying for yourself, you know. And if anywhere Jamaicans are looking for the true neighbor, if you can't look to come from the parliament, there's nowhere else in the Jamaica where you can expect any form of truth. So the persons like Lambo Brown who are spew these type of lies, definitely should be recommended and called out for it.
Okay. I reflected today on the politics of distraction, and I am concluding that after 3 consecutive general election loss, it doesn't appear as if the noise is winning in Jamaica at all, Scratchy. It appears as if when people go to the polls, irrespective of how they make up noise on social media, and sometimes I even get the feeling that Labour Party supporters are getting a little nervous because of the noise over the other side. But that's not what election results in Jamaica have shown over the last 3 elections, Scratchy. It has shown that they are like empty barrels making up noise. When the people of Jamaica go to the polls 2016, 2020, 25, there were victories for the Jamaica Labour Party. If the government keeps performing, Scratchy, I don't think that the government is going to be in any political trouble.
I have always been one who never perturbed or never worried me about the noise. That is always coming from the opposition neighbor. Another person tend to say that the government is slowing this, the government is slowing that neighbor. I always tend to take a different take on it. I understand neighbor the political landscape of Jamaica. I know how unique and different Jamaica is neighbor. I understand how information is received in Jamaica also. And I know that when information is coming from a governance standpoint, it is received with some form of biasness. And my reason for saying that neighbor is because the same channel, and I have said this before, the same channel that the government use or that the government operates through when there's an increase in minimum wage, when there's an increase in the PAD program, when there's any great benefit towards the nation, the care program and all those things, it's the same channel or the same avenues the government used to release every single information. So with information coming from government neighbor, persons take this information neighbor with what best suit them at the moment. If it don't have nothing to do with them or affect neighbor, if them can put on them, they don't care about it. And we must be realistic and be real with ourselves and know that we have a voter list of about 2 million people. Yes, some say that the voter list needs to come and plead if it is not that amount. But if I'm going to go by the list, neighbor, 2 million people in the voters list, 800,000 persons voted in the last general election. That seems to show you that the discussion of politics or the the argument about politics and the whole governance thing, a large segment of the population don't have the appetite for it. Don't have the appetite for it. Look at we right now. We're about 300 people listening to us. And we're talking about things that have to do with politics. Good night.
Sir, you know, if you have a little manners, man, you just come up and you hear somebody talk, you know, just wait. Go ahead, Scratch.
So information neighbor is received neighbor with some form of biasness. The opposition neighbor is not going to take on to anything that the government is saying. Anything at all, opposition members. And if you look at the persons who are always against whatever the government is, the same set of persons, well-thinking Jamaicans who understand and know what the government is doing, neighbor. When it's time to go to the polls, they show them mark. There might not be someone who might become a political platform and come on social media and speak their mind loudly and proudly. But them use it, they mark the next and make them point by marking the next and saying that despite whatever the opposition is saying, is the Jamaica Labour Party again my vote. And we must look at it and know that it's 3 consecutive elections the government won. And the government wasn't doing something right, they could not have won 3 consecutive elections. And you're right, neighbor. Once the government continued to perform, performance never was something that was lacking in Jamaica for over an extended period of time. Performance was not something neighbor that politicians used to go up to the political campaigns with and campaign and a wide variety of performance. And Jamaica Woolf and the Jamaica Labour Party has changed that. So that is why you see the PNP has gotten so irrelevant, because it's not the gas politics again. It's not the who me like and who me not like. One man I tell the same thing on the road within such period of time, and next man I tell the same increase minimum wage within such period of time, and next man I tell how much people give water. So it's either you put up or you shut up what you have done and what you plan to do, and Jamaicans know what you have done. And Jamaicans don't say never do anything at all. And that is it, ever. Performance is the biggest thing that is going on. With all the perception of corruption, with all the allegations of corruption, with all the allegations about this and that is coming against the government, the reason why we see that gaining such a large level of attraction is because the performance of the government outweighs whatever mishaps the government is caught up in. The performance is something new to our political landscape. It's something new that the Jamaicans wanted to see, and it's something new that the Jamaicans appreciate, and they're going to continue to vote the performance, because the performance is not only things that they talk about when they talk about something and a little small man understand it. They're talking about macroeconomic, and the performance neighbor is things that person are benefiting from. When they talk about tri-bridge, you look at that nice bridge, when they get down a tri-bridge, they will bridge two parishes or 3 parishes. When you look at SPARK program, community roads getting a full advancement of $40 billion. When you look at 100 road projects, how much in water projects being done. When you look at the infrastructure to make in terms of hospitals being reconstructed, schools, you know, everything is a change. If you look at the type of social housing, the type of housing that we were used to before being given out was more houses. Now we see the social program and give a concrete house with slab roof and water tank on top. So it is performance, and the greatest thing, the performance is tangible, where people can feel it, people can touch it, and people can benefit from it. And they couldn't do that before. Under the 18.5 years that the PNP run, they couldn't do that before. So that is what the Jamaica Labour Party are the biggest thing going for the neighbor. They have performance, and the PNP don't want that. The PNP lack performance. That's why they are lacking and still behind politically.
Thank you so much. Hold on for me, Joshua. Good night to you, Gregory White.
Yeah, good night, neighbor. What I really want to ask, but by Thursday, so, right, where I saw something like a major project is taking place, right, I heard an argument that, the whole third year, so there are some investors, bought it out. I don't know how true it is. Could you shed some light on it?
No. I don't operate like that, sir. You came here and you repeated something you do not know. You don't think, you can't even verify it, and you come repeat it, sir. Don't do that. That is something that you should have.
Oh, okay, because I heard something. I mean, like some development, and which is if it's so be the case, right? If it's so be the case, if the development going there, right, for the people of Jamaica, I mean, to get that opportunity, right? That to show you that, I mean, the government is doing is working through diligence to get in investors in the country.
I see. Well, I will
And
check on it.
people are make it look like
Uh-huh.
I mean, the government not doing anything.
Say that again.
No, there are some people are spread this narrative that I mean the government is not doing anything.
Yeah. Well, you know, sir, the question that people will ask is, have your life changed, or has your situation been improved? I asked you that question. Have things improved for you personally?
I mean, okay, all right. Let me put it this way, neighbor.
Yes.
All right. As long as things is, improve in the country, right? I mean, that I can have an opportunity, right? I would have said yes. You understand? Because if things not improving, right? There's no way I could have a
Are things improving in the country?
Definitely yes, because all of these projects and plus investment, right? Because what I heard is another thing. What I heard when the Prime Minister had said, right, about Riverton City.
Focus with me.
Right.
Hold on. Focus with me. I asked you if for yourself, if things have improved for you.
Yes.
Have things improved for you in Jamaica?
Yes, definitely yes. Definitely yes.
You are working?
Definitely yes.
You're working, sir?
Yes, I do.
Uh-huh. And you are saying
Yes,
to me
I
that...
do landscaping.
Oh, that's fantastic. Which parish are you?
Yeah.
What parish are you?
In Kingston.
Kingston. Okay.
Kingston and St. Andrew.
You know, that's a very, very profitable...
Kingston and St. Andrew.
Yes, that's a very profitable profession, you know, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. So
Sir.
the fact, sir, is that if the society improves, then people's lives will also improve, because that is the purpose of growing the economy.
Yes, exactly.
And improving the society. Great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, guys. Even another thing I saw where the Prime Minister broke from as well out by the Mandela Highway there, so
Yes.
another project is taking place.
Yes.
Right. I mean, that is a big plus for the country.
Tell me something, sir.
Going forward.
In terms of information, how do you get your information? How do you get information? Which means you use to get information? I notice you are on TikTok, which means you have a smartphone. How you get information?
Well, I got information by social media as well, by listening to the certain programs like talk show.
You want what? Which one you listen?
Like especially, yeah.
Which one you listen?
All right, I mostly listen to Emily Shees, because Emily Shees, she most likely.
Boy, Emily come on Thursday and Friday.
Yes.
Who you listen Monday to Wednesday?
Sometimes I will listen to the others. Like Cliff Hughes. Right? Sometimes I will listen to the talk show. Like Dr. Taylor.
I see.
Right. Yes.
You're a German. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Right? And before Mr. Perkin passed away, I used to listen to Mr. Perkin a lot.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, I used to listen to Mr. Perkin because, I mean, certain things I know now, right? Because of Mr. Perkin.
Well, that's good.
You understand?
You
And,
listen
I mean,
you listen
Mr.
to you
Perkin-
listen to TikTok shows online too.
Yeah, man, then me not take your shows them more time, man.
You take me in. I thought you said you listen. Anyway, sorry.
No, man, me take in me log on for your shows more time.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I listen to the
Yes.
And I listen to the comments and whatsoever about what the government is doing.
I see. Who else you listen to?
Yeah. Sometimes I listen to Chuck.
Chuck.
Uh-huh.
You listen you listen Chuck, but you take me in. I just pull in your son.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
So
how is your
man like this
sir?
I mean what I say now like anything I heard or something like that, I run with it. No.
Okay, that's great. That's what I wanted to get to, you know.
Yeah.
Because it is important. It is important, you know, sir, that our people are being provided the proper information, because that is how they're going to make good decisions. And I'm not speaking about decisions necessarily at the ballot box. I'm speaking about decisions for themselves. Did you know, sir, that a lot of Jamaicans don't know that the Student Loan Bureau is now open for all Jamaicans and you don't need a guarantor? Do you have children, sir?
Yes, because I heard the Prime Minister spoke about it and its campaign trail. Yeah, I heard this. I think,
yeah. So you don't need a guarantor to get out by the way, you know anything about the TCN?
No, I'm not sure.
But you say you listen to Emily Shields, you listen to Dr. Taylor. You don't hear them talk about the TCN, the Third Country Nationals.
Yeah.
What you know about it? What you know about it? Tell me.
All right. What I got to
What you hear? Tell me what you hear about it.
All right. Yeah, what I got to understand about it, right? It's like what I heard Dr. Chuck said about it. I mean, these people. I mean, what I understand is these people. It is like they're not gonna stay in Jamaica, right? Probably maybe they here for a few hours or so, then book another flight go to their destination. It's like it's a what? Another word like it's a transnational to a different country, something like that. I'm not sure.
Transit. Transit.
Transit, right. That's what I understand about it.
Okay, that's fantastic. What do you believe to be happening, though? Based on your own, all that you have heard, tell me what you believe is happening here. Just put it in your own little way and tell me why you think it happened here.
Why me think it will happen?
Yeah, based on what you hear, tell me what you think it will happen. When you walk away from all of these things, what you think it will happen?
All right. As I said before, right? I mean, we have to go off of what the Minister of National Security said.
Well, you know, sir, I want to commend you. I really want to commend you. That is very good as a citizen of Jamaica.
Yes.
I congratulate you. Where you live? Where you live? Oh, sorry. You don't tell me where you live. I would have buy you a beer, you know.
Yeah.
You drink beer?
Yeah, so, yeah, man.
I would have buy you a beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Producer, buy the man a beer for me. I like him. Buy the man one beer for me.
Yeah, man.
Get
Yeah,
him,
man. So
get
we have
him,
to
get
go
him
up
information
so,
and send him to. I'm going to send you two Cyril beers.
okay, sir. Yeah, sir.
Yeah. No. Seriously. A citizen is to interrogate. That may be a big word, but it just means that you are to inquire. You're not to just take things that you hear. And it is very important. And you have made an important point that you are listening to the minister.
Yes.
And the minister you have to listen to, sir. Because
Yeah.
you expect your government to tell you the truth, eh?
That is it.
Yes, and please, also, you can't be listening to bloggers online, sir, from TikTok page. Them can't know more than the minister.
Exactly. And another thing again, all right. What another thing? I mean, my assumption is, my assumption is about the whole situation, right? When the cleaner leak it, and I said, if the cleaner didn't leak it, the government would eventually, right, tell it to the parliament.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. That's what I believe.
Thank you.
You understand? But the cleaner had jumped the gun, right? And leak information where they're supposed to leak to the public.
Where's it? Then drop the gun, sir.
Yeah, they dropped the gun. and I think
okay.
the cleaner should get accountable for that.
Oh yes. You know, sir. Hold on, my son. You know, Mr. Perkins, you say you used to listen to Mr. Perkins. Mr. Perkins used to say that he have a gardener where he used to tell him, say, never ban for machete. He ban for law.
You're right.
You ban for law, you know, sir. You ban for law. You know, sir, you're not ban for landscape, you ban for law. And you should have, why you not run for politics, sir? You know, so you don't make a good opposition leader. Oh
gosh. Oh gosh.
You don't do better than Mr. Golden, you know, sir. Yeah.
Neighbor, it's like, the cleaner.
Yes.
Right? While doing that, right, it's like they're giving the government bad name for the action.
Yes. Yes, sir. You're right, man.
You understand?
I understand.
And people are after some people of this country. They don't, they don't take the time out, right? Get the correct information, right? They as what they hear, then just run with it and say, yes, I say go.
Yes. That is very good, sir. I'm proud of you. Very proud of you, sir.
You understand?
Yeah, you went to the university, sir?
No, sir.
Of course you have to go. What degree you get?
I have no degree, nor no subjects.
You're joking.
But I know I can read and write well.
You don't, but you sound like a very knowledgeable man. Can't believe me ears.
Yes, I knowledge because neighbor. As I said to you that it's not. I don't take something where I heard and run with it.
Right.
I have to get the fact.
Yes.
Yes, I have to get the facts before I proceed.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
There's hope for
Because
Jamaica.
that is a lot of people's problem, and they don't get the facts
Yes.
before they they took things and run with it.
Wow.
That's not me.
That is fantastic, man. This is so proud. I'm so feeling so proud of you, sir.
Yeah, man, that's not me thing. I have to get the proper information.
Yes.
You understand? As I said, Mr. Perkins, God bless his soul, he taught me a lot.
Yes.
While listening to him. You
Yeah.
understand?
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand, sir.
God bless Mr. Perkins' soul.
Well, God bless you too.
Yeah. Another point,
Yeah, hurry up. I don't have a lot of time left. Hurry up.
yeah, another point I think that, I want to make, the Riverton city dump, right? I heard the Prime Minister spoke about it, said they will develop Riverton, right? I think, I don't remember exactly the thing, but anyway, and if it's so be the case, it will be a good thing.
Yes.
For remove the dump from Riverton, it will be a good thing for the people of Riverton.
Uh-huh.
It will be a good thing.
I agree with you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because the people in can continue living in a dump all the days of their life.
No, by goodness, sir. Can you imagine that?
Something has to be done.
That is why I tell you to try and see if you can become the leader of the opposition. Because you sound like a sensible man.
No. Not the leader of the opposition.
Uh-huh.
You understand? If you say run for councillor,
Oh, you the governing party.
You said that. The governing party, yes.
Uh-huh.
Because I am a strong supporter of the governing party.
What you saying to me?
Yeah.
What you say to me, sir? You're a strong laborer?
Yeah, man, I'm a strong supporter. Yeah, man.
What you say to me?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Strong supporter.
You're a labor writer.
Definitely.
Oh, I see.
Definitely.
I see. Uh-huh. You're a sensible man.
Yeah, man, definitely.
You're sensible.
Definitely.
You're a sensible.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh. Your son dog out to do the door.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man, for real.
Strong supporter of the Labour Party.
Yeah, man.
What you say to me?
Yeah, man, definitely. So.
You go a conference and all them something?
Yeah, man, I never went to the national arena, but I went to when they were campaigning last year. Yeah. So let me ask you something before you go Labour right. You think the party can win a fourth term? Of course, no doubt about that. What you say to me? You think they're going to get it? No doubt about that because the government is putting in the work. Uh-huh. Because the crime are down, which is the major problem that we have in the country for years. Yes. You understand? Yes. Investors encourage to come in the country to invest. What? You understand? Uh-huh. Right? Because even I think the diasporas them as well. The who, sir? The who, sir? The who? Diaspora. Who that know? Alright. The diaspora like persons who live overseas, they are Jamaican but they live overseas. What you say to me, sir? Yeah. What's that this money?
yourself, boy. Big up yourself, sir. Big up yourself, man.
Saudi Arabia, one of the countries, where the government signed MOU with to come and invest in our country.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing.
Yes.
Saudi Arabia. Right?
No, sir. This is good.
Talking about oil.
Oil.
Talking about oil.
Yes.
So we are track to find oil in our country.
What you saying to me?
Which is a okay. We're on track, right? To find oil in our country.
Yes.
Yes. I wish it's the great thing for Jamaica.
Yes.
And the Jamaican people.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir. You know about the diaspora.
Of course.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Neighbor, I listen to things that they
Yeah.
and I watch certain programs which educational, especially when it comes to Jamaica. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, nice to have you. You here, sir?
Yeah, man. It is a pleasure, you know.
Well, no, sir.
Alright, one more thing. Anybody
You-
want to say so like Mr. Perkins?
If what?
Anybody wants to tell you say so like Mr. Perkins?
No.
Yeah, man, you sound like Mr. Perkins, man.
Is that so?
Yeah, man, I wonder if Mr. Chip Perkins train you.
No, sir. Boy, I tell you something. You have to come back. You hear?
Yeah, man.
You have to come back. Have a great evening,
Yeah,
sir.
man.
By the way, do you have a family? Do you have a family, sir?
If you have a family?
Yes.
Yeah, I do have family.
Uh-huh. Like a wife and your children?
Well, the wife,
No, all right. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. That's your personal business. Is one lady text me, tell me, say, he asks you. So you're so nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Text me 876-858-9553. You hear? 876-858-9553.
Hold on. Let me get that.
Uh-huh. 876-858-9553. Big up yourself.
Alright.
You have the pen now? 876 876
Yeah.
858
858, yeah.
9553.
9553. Alright.
Respect.
Yeah, man. Blessing my brother.
All right, cool. Take care of yourself. Lovely.
Alright, cool.
Fascinating, huh? Wasn't that a fascinating conversation with that Jamaican landscape is
Very much so.
11 minutes to 10 o'clock. Talk sweet 01. Good night.
Good night. The memory of Monty Perkins. That's one of the things that first drew me to your program.
Uh-huh.
It's a while.
What you saying to me?
And I am a subscriber. You know, I see a damage in my bank account each month for you.
Wow.
You know.
That's lovely, sir. Well, thank
I'm
you.
a monthly subscriber to your program.
That's you too?
No, I'm on TikTok right here now.
Oh.
Watch it.
Uh-huh.
You know, and you bring out the essence of Monty Perkins.
Oh.
I grew up watching my father and was disgruntled because the only transistor radio that was in the house,
Yes.
he commandeered it. Once Monty Perkins comes on, he commandeered that radio. He can't listen nothing.
Uh-oh.
You know. So he listened to his Monty. But what I call you about is a lot of person don't think that there would have been repercussion if we shun from this deal.
Yes.
You can look up Antigua Barbuda. I just read it. I don't have another device. Where the prime minister for that country stood up boldly and said, "You have to pie me. I'm not taking it." And when they were hit by sanction, he went and forged a deal to take 16 dangerous person to keep in his prison. That's Antigua and Barbuda.
Yes.
It's on the internet. All you have to do is to just put in the relevant.
Well, you know, sir, I did not even want to introduce that part of the debate just yet. That section of it. But I think that you have opened the door, and therefore I probably will have to touch on it. Because this is what I mean, you know, sir, when I speak of the fact that we are not as civic literate as we ought to be. We're not considering the real issues, you know.
That is so true, neighbor.
The implications for Jamaica, sir. I said to someone today, you know, they have what is called a SWOT analysis. SWOT, SOWT. So that's strength, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats. So if you apply a SWOT to this deal, you'll realize that Jamaica cannot lose. SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So let us look at the strength of the MOU, the weakness, the opportunities, and the threats. And you'll realize that when you get down to the threats, Jamaica can't lose, you know.
I know that.
There may be some weaknesses. There are definite strengths. But opportunities?
I think there will be a massive benefit for us in the future from this deal. I was listening, somebody was saying, they asked the minister about if there are any financial benefit. He can't answer accordingly because the opposition would be running with that financial benefit while he's taking them. But there will be a financial benefit because those people will be eating food. They will be staying somewhere. Their clothes got to be washed. They have to be transported. Who you think are going to pick up all those kind of jobs? Us.
You know, sir, there was a time in Jamaica when women couldn't get sanitary napkins.
I was going primary school at the time. I'm very much familiar with it because I was living in the center of the attraction.
Yeah, I wonder how many people in Jamaica today know anything about remittance. And where come from? Western Union and MoneyGram and Lasco. Where are those money coming from? Most of it. Where come from?
The United States.
What if it should cut off for 2 weeks?
There's another one that he can mess with.
No. Just imagine. Just imagine Jamaicans unable to go to Western Union for 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks.
The country would be in upheaval and possibly Andrew stepping down.
Step down? Step down, sir? No. You are going. You just get your notification on your phone to go to Western Union tomorrow to pick up your money. You know, sir, I have had reasons to attend, to go to Western Union, and many of the times that I go there, I have to leave.
I know what you're talking, neighbor.
The fact is that every day, there is a massive line.
So true. I send to myself because I'm traveling home. And let me tell you, it's kind of unbearable, but I had to wait to pick up what I sent to myself.
There are times when the lines are a mile, sir. A mile long.
I know. But there's something else that a lot of persons don't look at. Visa and the MasterCard, that little word that is on the debit cards. A lot of persons in Jamaica doesn't know that those two companies are American companies, and that is what affording you at times to purchase online. It's the American system doing the process. He can shut down that.
Yeah. No, let's talk about a travel advisory on our tourism.
Oh my God.
Just think about a travel advisory saying to Americans, don't travel to Jamaica for 1 month. What are we talking about? What are the things to lose for supporting America in this matter, sir? How can Jamaica lose? No, let's say, sir, that 25 people come into Jamaica and decide that they want to stay here. How can 25 people affect life here in Jamaica?
I think it will be more positive.
You want to tell me that our security apparatus could not manage them, even if they were, I don't know, but I don't want to label anyone. But how could 25 people come on this island and cause any chaos, sir?
That can't happen.
It can't happen, man.
It can't happen. It cannot.
Listen, sir, it's a bit of gaslighting from the opposition, you see, sir, and it is really a shame that they are trying to get the people to. It's fear, sir. It is a language of fear, It's just fear they want to bring on the society.
Yes, neighbor, but one of the things they're not looking at too, their leader said he would ignore, He tried to mince words, but he actually tell us he would do the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But he said it in a decoy way.
Absolutely. And the fact of the matter is that everybody know that if the PNP were in power, they would sign same way. Nothing would change. Not on foreign policy. The days of the diverse ideological foreign policy issues, those days are over, sir.
Yes, I know that.
Those days are over. I mean, countries these days are looking out for their people and their economies, and we're not getting into any ideological war with the United States, sir. We don't want to do that.
It's not necessary. The repercussion will be high.
Thank you so much, sir. I have to run.
Thank you too.
Bless you. Take care of yourself. It's a minute to 10 o'clock. Island Buddy. Honeybee, you have the last word.
Am I up?
You are up.
No, somebody else. Okay. Good evening, neighbor.
Good evening to you.
Everyone.
Hi.
The same transnational thing that has been in the news for a couple of that Lambert was talking about in the Senate. Sunday morning, I went for my walk. So when I get back in the yard, my watch ping because my phone connected, and I hear it ringing. So I answered from my phone and said hello. So I said, give me a chance to get inside. I'll call you back. I want to say something. What is it? What's so urgent? Give me a chance to get inside. When I get inside, I called back the person. So I said, what is it? They said, is one of the Jamaican government that want to win. So I said, what is it? I said, Jamaican government is doing a lot of wonderful things. Which one are you talking about? Not a wonderful thing, no. When I take America and don't criminal part the country, and we already have problems. I said, what the heck, where do you get that from? They better hear Lambert in the parliament. I said to the Senate. I said, here you go. Anyway, I said to her, that's not the case. There is no whole lot of people coming here. These third world transnationals, they're going to transit through the country to get to their destination. And they're not criminals. These are people who are taking, they're self-deporting themselves from the United States. It's not the government pushing them out. They are taking the deportation. They are deporting themselves. The U.S. government will be responsible for them while they are here, which will not be for long. And I said, these are people that don't have any criminal record. So what is wrong for them coming here to transit through the country? I said, when you're traveling to other countries, sometimes you have to stop off in the U.S. to connect to another flight to get where you're going. It's just the same thing. Oh, because of that being here, I said, listen to me, I don't care what you hear. Do your research and find out information, and don't come back down on the phone on a Sunday morning. Good morning to you and goodbye. Because I don't know what. By the time I end up another person, I said, if you're calling me about the same thing, what same thing I said about what you hear with Lambert, do not call me for, call the government. Because I don't know what the hell is wrong with them. That's what Natalie was saying, people is going to run with what he said. And that's the exact thing that is happening. Because now they're over there, they just hear the one thing, just the one statement that he made. And that is what they are running with. They don't care to find out. You can go on GIS or anywhere and get the right information. But they're not interested to know that. They're just listening to. I said, don't you know that information that he put out there was a political information? That is why when I said, did you listen here when they asked him when the Senate president said he wanted to go on the record and asked him the question, are you saying this is the position of the PNP? He realized what he did. So you hear what he said? It's the position of Lambert, bro. Everybody knows there is no independent senator or independent parliamentarian there. So everybody knows you either belong to the Labour Party or the People's National Party. So everybody knows what, and they don't understand that when they make these utterances, it defames the character of the government, and it affects us here. They believe in burning down the country and rule from the ashes. That's what they're trying to do. And these people, some of their mind is so political, as they hear something, that's what they run with. It doesn't matter what the government is doing, they're not interested. They're just there for the gossip that is on TikTok and whatever the PNP said, they just run with it. So I said, why you don't try and find information? You're on your phone every day. The information is right there. So why don't you do that? I said, did you hear Dr. Chang was talking about it? No, she not hear nothing from him. She could hear that the parliament and she listen to the parliament. I said, well, keep listening. You will hear the right thing, you hear good things. Because good things is happening here, and we are not doing it on the negative. Not now. Okay, neighbor, good night.
Okay, all right, thank you, Honeybee. Take care of yourself. Great. Angela Rattray. Hello? Rattray? No. No Rattray? Okay, thank you. YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Fantastic. We had a great show. Patreon X, thank you so much. We will be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock to do this all over again. By the way, Germany lost today in the World Cup. Can you imagine? Germany gone home. They lost on penalties.
Yes.
Germany is out of the World Cup. That's why I am not any bandwagonist. I don't have no team what I support. I don't support
Well,
anything.
I am a France fan, I must say. I am a France fan. So I support France. But I understand that a team has to lose and one have to win. And if it goes down to where they have a 1-1 or 2-1, it's going to go into penalty because this is the knockout round.
Knockout? And I tell you something, I never know that man people could have missed penalty like that. Could look here now. Germany missed 3 of their penalties and scored only 3. Paraguay, they scored 4 of the penalty and they missed 2. Imagine that.
Yep.
On penalty, 4-3. Today, Paraguay beat Germany on penalty after full time and 30 minutes of extra time. The game was locked at 1-1, went into penalty, and Germany is out of the World Cup. Fascinating.
It's similar thing happened with the Brazil match. They were at 1 when it's the extra
Well,
time. Brazil scores a goal.
Well, interesting. Yeah. Well, Brazil won today, so they are gone through to the round of 16.
They're gone through the round of 16, but it was on extra time. So I'm saying that you can't. If you have a team that you like, that's fine. But no, but at this stage, you can't say. You can't say who is going to go to the final. Right now, it's too early to call.
Yeah. Well,
that's all I can say. It's too early to call.
Thank you so much. You here. So to YouTube, join us tomorrow at 7 o'clock when we will do this all over again for you. Please remember to subscribe to the Politics Plus Jamaica page. That is our backup page. And please also remember that you can sponsor the program or send a contribution towards the growth and development of our show. The Zelle account is 9546358732. If you're on YouTube, that information is going across your screen. Until we catch you tomorrow, take care.
I don't know anything about gifting on TikTok. That's where I have an issue. I don't know anything about that.
Well, you're gonna have to take the local account.
You do what? You have a local account?
We absolutely do.
Which bank?
Okay. Honeybee.
Give me your number, neighbor, so I'll get in trouble.
876. You have to take the local phone number and just text that number and they'll send it to you. 876-858-9553. That's 876-858-9553. Thank you, Shafreen.